What's up, everybody? I am Destroyer, your coach of the Washington Wake Pokemon Draft League team. We are currently in Week 8 of Meloetta Draft League, final week of the regular season, and we are up against the Grand Rapids Spinners. Let's have a look at the teams. He has a couple of quick, powerful attackers with Darkrai and with Urshifu Rapid Strike, but he has a very bulky team overall with Gliscor, Terra Garganacl, and Tentacruel, as well as Clefable. So we need to figure out a way to kind of survive hits from his primary attackers here, as well as to kind of figure out how to break down the walls that he has on this team. His Terra captains again are Garganacl and Decidueye. Having Terra Garganacl is a really big threat to us, and we're going to have to come up with some stops to try and prevent that from taking over the game. First up, we are doing a Terra Ground Garchomp. The reason we have Terra Ground is because that will give us enough power with an unboosted Earthquake to 2KO a max defense, max HP Clefable. If it's unaware, we're not going to be able to set up on it, so we might just have to Terra and give it a couple of Earthquakes to take it out. Fire Blast is there for Orthworm. Kind of expected him to bring Orthworm because it otherwise walls Garchomp's stab moves. We're bringing Comfey, our second Terra captain, with Terra Poison. Terra Poison is mostly just kind of a defensive Terra in this situation, in case we need to survive a Moon Blast from Clefable or a Sludge Wave from his Tentacruel. Because he's pretty defensive with his Mons, we wanted to have Encore this week. With Encore, we can really disrupt a Garganacl from trying to set up. Draining Kiss just does good damage to his primary attackers as well, being Darkrai and Urshifu, with that +3 priority is really nice. We are bringing Alomomola with a Covert Cloak. Again, this is to kind of help pivot against his Garganacl. We can come in, we can take a Salt Cure without too much of a problem. Because we're a water type, we usually take a quarter damage from each turn of Salt Cure, so we really don't want to have to do that if we don't have to. So we're going to come in with our Covert Cloak and take those hits, flip out, Wish to keep the rest of the team healthy, Healing Wish as well, in case we need to bring back Garchomp or something else in our endgame here. Next up, we're bringing Choice Scarf Annihilate with Close Combat, Ice Punch, Earthquake, and Rage Fist. Close Combat will hit a lot of his team really hard if it's not terra'd or boosted, such as his Garganacl, I can't talk. Ice Punch is there for Gliscor. I'm not sure that this actually OHKOs a Gliscor, but it comes pretty darn close, and Gliscor pretty much resists the rest of the things. I can see him switching Gliscor into Annihilate, and maybe doing a Toxic or something, because ordinarily that's a good way to deal with us. But we're going to try and catch him with that Ice Punch. Next up, we are bringing Tornadus T with Taunt, U-Turn, Bleak Wind, and Focus Blast. Heavy-duty boots on this thing. Again, with all kind of the defensive Mon that he has, I want to be able to disrupt them. Taunt on this thing, as well as Encore on our Comfey, will help allow us to do that. U-Turn for momentum, of course. Bleak Wind is our primary attack. And Focus Blast will hit Orthworm, who otherwise, or a Garganacl that has not Terra'd, will hit them for super effective damage as well. So it just seemed to be the best coverage that we needed. And last up, we are bringing our top secret weapon this week. It is Choice Specs Fortress, which seems weird, and it is, but with Choice Specs and Steel Beam will OHKO a almost max special defense Garganacl if it has not Terra'd, and it'll also be able to OHKO potentially his Clefable. So I'm hoping that this thing can surprise and take out some walls for us. Giga Drain also will help it do really well against his Urshifu Rapid Strike if we end up in that matchup. So that's who we're bringing, and let's get into this fight. Okay, getting into the fight here. He did not bring his Terra Garganacl or his Terra Decidueye, so no Terra captains for him. Let's see what he could lead. Rotom is kind of a likely lead. He could also lead Gliscor and start doing hazards or hazard stack with his Orthworm. I think somewhat safe lead would be Tornadus. Let's go for Tornadus. I am worried about that Rotom. Really don't have actually that much that does great against Rotom just because of its ability to status, but let's see what he does. Rotom is obviously a common lead too. He goes for Gliscor instead though. Okay. So we could just start attacking it with a Bleak Wind. I kind of want to go ahead and just taunt it though instead. See what it does. He could just protect. Doesn't protect. Ouch. Wow. Okay, so that did a lot. That makes me think he is Choice Band too. Because he also... yeah, he shouldn't be doing that much unless he's Choice Band. I think we're going to stay in and hit him with a Bleak Wind anyways though here. He withdraws. Good stuff on the Gliscor there. Goes into Rotom. Let's see here. Tempted to stay in and kind of figure out if this thing is Scarf or not. See here, so Thunder Bolt. It's likely going to kill me here, I imagine. Yep. So if he is that, but if that is the case, we can come in with Garchomp if he's Scarf and kills us. So let's go for a U-turn here. See him going for like a T-Wave. We could come in with Comfey. Comfey cares the least about being statused. I don't want to get burnt. I don't want to get electrocuted. Could come in with Golden Boy as well. Golden Boy potentially is going to be 2 KO'd here though. I think, you know what, let's bring in Golden Boy and see what he does. Kind of think a status move. Thief! No way. Okay. Sableye is bringing the tech this week. He's got choice specs on this thing now. And we don't. So we can go... just do a Volt Switch here, I think. Yeah, let's go for the Volt Switch. Wow. That did a lot. Okay, so he specs Air Slash. Let's come in with Ape. Is that going to give away that we're Scarf though? Or we can come in with Jab and do like a Scale Shot. That's kind of tempting. Let's come in. Yeah, let's do a Scale. How much is his Air Slash going to do to us here with freaking choice specs? Okay. I don't really want to take an Air Slash here. We're going to go for Ape. No, we're going to go for Tornadus. Should be able to take one. Can go for the Focus Blast here. Let's do that. Hope it hits. Bleak Wind will not kill it if it hits. thinking, does he want to preserve this thing? Okay, Kaban Orthworm. Pyroar. Pyroar has been sacked. Maybe expecting a heat wave there. Really, Tornadus has a decent matchup into a lot of stuff here. I think we taunt Clefable. Don't want it doing setup on us. We don't want it stealth rocking. We don't want it thunder waving. He just goes for the Moonblast. Ooh. So he has a surprisingly, I'm guessing he's a Life Orb on this thing. He has what looks like a stall team, but is not. So props to him, that's pretty cool. Let's go into, I think we can go into Alomomola? Let's just sack Golden Boy here. Fortunately, Choice Specs Golden Boy did not turn out to be what we wanted it to. It's the thought that counts though, right? Okay, hits us with another Moonblast. Nobody really wants to take a Moonblast here is my problem now. We can do Terra Ground on Jab here, I think is going to be our best shot here. Let's see here, so if he is Life Orb, max special attack, he's just causing trouble for us. Okay, let's go Garchomp and Terra. He can easily just bring in his Orthworm here. Obviously, we're going to Terra. And tempted actually to Swords Dance here, but I think he probably just brings in his Orthworm. We should 2KO with Earthquake because we know he's not unaware. Brings in his Rotom. Would love to get rid of Rotom if we can. I think Scale Shot should do that for us here. So we're just going to do a Scale Shot. Hope that it hits. Probably goes into Orthworm here. Tentacruel, okay. Ooh, we get the crit. Okay. We would have been able to finish him off on the next turn, but ouch. Okay, we are now -1 defense. I kind of think we see his Orthworm in here. He does have Orthworm come in. Body press is going to do a pretty good chunk to us here. But it should, even at -1, it looks like it's still not doing half. So I kind of just want to fire blast this thing. Or what could I go into instead to take the body press? We could go into Alomomola. We could go into Gorilla. Let's go into... Let's see here. Let's go into Gorilla, actually. I'm expecting maybe a body press. He does a coil, okay. Close combat. Should 2KO this thing though. Although it's going to lower our defenses and make us more susceptible to a heavy slam. I think we just gotta put the pressure on here with close combat. Let's see if he stays in. He does. Ooh, red card. Okay. That's potentially not great for us. Who comes in? Alomomola. That's okay. Okay, so we're speed tied with him, which doesn't really matter that much. Do we wish? We don't really have... We could wish for Tornadus. I think we just do a flip turn here and go back into Gorilla. Okay, let's just do a flip turn. Hope maybe that we're slower than him. If we're slower than him, we know he's got no speed investment. I guess that doesn't really help us outside of this matchup to know that. He goes for a rock slide. Okay. So Fire Blast should kill it. I believe Close Combat will also kill it. I think we just go for a Close Combat here again. Tempted to go for a Ice move, predicting the Gliscor incoming, but I think we're Choice Scarf, so we got to be a little bit safe here. If he brings in Gliscor, I think we can go into Alomomola, knowing that he's Choice banned. So let's just go for another Close Combat. Okay, we get rid of Orthworm. Brings in Rotom, maybe? It'd be really nice if he brought in Rotom, actually. He brings in Clefable. Nobody is loving to take Moon Blasts here. Tempted to bring in Comfey, maybe, against this thing. So let me see here again. We got an offensive Clefable with Life Orb. Moonblast is doing about half to Alomomola. And to Comfey, it's also doing about half. Let's go into Alomomola here. It has a better chance to not be 2KO'd. Let's see exactly how much he's doing here to us as well. Yeah, that's got to be like max special attack. Okay, so do we let him take Aloma here? Aloma would be kind of nice to have around still. Again, though, we don't really have anybody just switching into this. So I think... Damn it. Okay, this thing is strong. We're just gonna sack Aloma here. No, we want the Healing Wish. Let's go to Comfey. I think Comfey is kind of the least valuable overall here. Should have maybe just done this rather than... As for Thunderbolt. Okay. What about this? What if we Encore him? We can survive another Thunderbolt, and then we can get a clean switch into Garchomp. Let's do an Encore. Damn it, he leaves. Okay. Gliscor comes in. He is, we think, Choice Band. He could have what? Earthquake, I guess, would be the strongest attack he could have for us. We should be able to survive whatever's going on here. I think we just do some chip with Draining Kiss here. See what he does. Do a Wing Beat. Ouch. Okay. Did a lot. I think we Synthesis, because I don't think he's doing half to us. Withdraws. Probably wants to status us here, I would guess. And I think we just want to attack at this point. Hit him with a Draining Kiss. Probably not going to kill him. Probably will 2KO him. Okay, let's see what he does. He's Choice Specs now too, we gotta remember. He tricks us. Ooh, okay. And let's just keep clicking Draining Kiss then. Don't want him to come in and start setting up with his Clefable. Which I'm guessing is what the next move is here for him. But let's see what he does. Brings out Gliscor. Let's just keep hitting Gliscor with Draining Kiss. See what it wants to do. Earthquakes us. Could be a free switch opportunity for us to Tornadus. Maybe just come in with Tornadus and do as much possible as we can to Clefable. I think he's probably going to hard switch to Clefable here. So he knows I've got Torn still. He does not. And so we just go for a Bleak Wind here. He lets Gliscor go. And now we are down to Clefable. Clefable. You know, if you guys disagree with how I'm pronouncing things, let me know in the comments. I'm very uneducated. I don't watch the anime. So he is probably modest based off of how much he did to Mola. So he's going to be able to kill Tornadus here. Just trying to see. Probably doesn't have defense, but probably has HP. So yeah, Moonblast will likely kill Tornadus here. But it's also going to kill pretty much anything that switches in. So we're just going to stay in and do some damage with Bleak Wind. Okay, it's looking like maybe he's max HP. Okay. I think now an Earthquake will come very close to KOing him here. We'll find out here shortly. 58 to 69 if he is max HP with no physical defense. So let's hope. And that is going to be good games to Sableye and the Grand Rapids Spinners. Yeah, that was an awesome team, Sableye. Really caught me off guard with the offensive, defensive looking team. So good shit. And next week, playoffs are starting for MDL. We have cemented our spot in the playoffs. Don't know who our opponent is yet. But we'll be excited to see you guys next week nonetheless.